Today we are going to study some concepts like line segment, line, ray, then midpoint and much more. We have to study first the line segment. Actually, already I told you that the line segment, ray, point, plane are do not having the standard definitions, but we can describe them. So here we have to describe the line segment. Actually what I am going to tell, that is not the definition of the line segment, but that is the description. We can describe that line segment. So here what is the line segment exactly? So first we will draw a diagram. Here we have a diagram. Suppose we name this diagram PQ. See, this is the diagram of the segment, that is line segment. Generally we say it as a segment, but actually it is line segment. Now what is the description of this segment? The point P, union of the point P, point Q and the points between P and Q, that is called as line segment PQ. Point P, point Q and the points between P and Q, the union of the point P, point Q and the points between P and Q, that is called as line segment. Here we can write union of point P, point Q and points between P and Q, points between P and Q, called as line segment, called as line segment. Point P, point Q and the union of the point P, point Q and the points between P and Q, that is called as line segment. Here line segment is shortly written as seg, or we can write here line segment PQ, line segment PQ, line segment PQ, briefly written as we can briefly write the line segment PQ as briefly written as seg PQ. Briefly it is written as seg PQ. Actually it is line segment PQ, but always writing line segment, that is time consuming. So briefly it is written as seg PQ. Now we can consider that it is line segment PQ, but we have to write it in short, that is seg PQ. Now here we studied the description of the line segment. Here P and Q are the end points of that line segment. Point P and point Q are the end point of that line segment. Then the length of this segment PQ can be written as length PQ, or you can write it as distance PQ also. You can write it as symbolically it is represented as length PQ, or you can represent it as distance PQ also. Here P and Q are the end points of this segment. Here P and Q are the end points, of segment PQ, This is P and Q are the end points of segment PQ. So this is all about the line segment. Except we have to discuss, that is ray. Now what is the description, or how we can describe the ray? Here we have a diagram of ray and we have to describe it. Here the union of the points on the segment AB, the union of the points on the segment AB and the point P such that B is in between A and P is called as ray. Here we have to describe ray, and how we can describe that ray? Here union of the points, union of the points on seg AB and point P and points P such that B is in between A and P, such that B is in between A and P is called ray, is called as ray AB. Here we describe ray such that the union of the points on the segment AB, all the points on the segment AB and the points P and the points up to P such that B is in between A and P is called as ray AB. Now here A is the end point of the ray. Here point A is end point of the ray, and this is all about the ray. Ray is nothing but that is the union of the points on the segment AB and the points P such that B is in between A and P, that is called as ray AB, and point A is the end point of the ray. Here we have to discuss the line. Now here how the line is described, that we have to discuss. See, the union of the points on the ray PQ, union of the points on the ray PQ and the points on the opposite ray and the points on the opposite ray, that is called as line. Here we can write the union of the points, the union of the points on the ray PQ, on the ray PQ and its opposite ray is called as line, is called as line PQ. Here we describe the line. How we describe the line? The union of the points on the ray PQ. Here the union of the points on the ray PQ from here to here and its opposite rays that is called as line PQ. And here this is all about the line. Here the union of the points on a ray and its opposite ray, that is called as line. Actually it is not the definition of the line, but we can say it as description of the line. The union of these points on the ray PQ and its opposite ray, that is called as line. So this is all about the line. Congruent segment. Here we have to discuss the congruent segments. Now when the two segments are said to be congruent, if the length of the two segments are equal, then we are able to say that these are the congruent segments. Here we can write, if the length of the two segments are equal, if the lengths of the two segments are equal, if the lengths of two segments are equal, then these two segments are congruent, then these two segments these two segments are congruent. When we are able to say that the two segments are congruent, if and only if their lengths are equal. Here if we can write symbolically, we can write if length AB is equal to length PQ. If length AB is equal to length PQ, then seg AB congruent seg PQ. Seg AB congruent seg PQ. So this is all about the congruent segments. Two or more segments having equal length are called as congruent segment, and this is the symbol of congruency. Seg AB congruent seg PQ. Both the segments AB and PQ are having equal length. We can represent the lengths here, that is AB 5 cm and PQ also 5 cm. Since their measurements are equal, their lengths are equal, seg AB and seg PQ are congruent, and symbolically it is represented as seg AB congruent seg PQ. So this is all about the congruent segments, and now here we have to discuss the properties of the congruent segments. We have to discuss the properties of the congruent segments. Now the first property is properties of the congruent segments, and the first property is reflexivity. First property of the congruence of the segment, that is reflexivity. Each and every segment is congruent with itself. Each and every segment is congruent with itself, that is called as reflexivity. Property of reflexivity: every segment is congruent with itself. Here we can write seg xy congruent seg xy. Seg xy congruent seg xy. Each and every segment is congruent with itself. That property of the congruent segments is called as reflexivity. Then we have second property of the congruent segments, that is symmetry. Property of symmetry. Second property of the congruent segments, that is symmetry. Here if AB congruent PQ, if seg AB congruent seg PQ, then seg PQ also congruent with seg AB, then seg PQ is also congruent with seg AB. It means that if the first segment is the congruent with second, then the second segment is also congruent with the first. Here we have the comparison of two segments, seg AB congruent seg PQ, then we can definitely say that PQ is also congruent with AB. It is impossible that seg AB is congruent with PQ and PQ is not congruent with AB. That is impossible. That is impossible. If AB is congruent with PQ, then definitely PQ is congruent with AB. This property of the congruent segments, that is called as property of symmetry. And last property, that is third property of the congruent segment, it is called as transitivity. This property is called as transitivity property. If the first segment is congruent with the second segment is congruent with the third, then definitely first segment is congruent with the third segment. That is called as property of transitivity. Here the comparison of the segment with itself. Here we have comparison of the two segments, and in the property of transitivity we have comparison of the three segments. For example, if seg AB is congruent to the seg PQ, if seg AB congruent seg PQ and seg PQ congruent seg XY and seg PQ congruent seg XY, then definitely we are able to say that AB is congruent with XY. If the first segment is congruent with the second, second segment is congruent with the third, then first segment is congruent with the third segment. That property of the congruent segment is called as property of transitivity. If seg AB congruent seg PQ and seg PQ congruent seg XY, then seg AB congruent seg XY. That is called as property of transitivity. So this is all about the congruent segments and the properties of the congruent segments. Now after this we have to discuss the next concept, that is midpoint of the segment. Here we have to discuss about the midpoint of the segment. Now generally we can say that the point which divides the segment into two equal parts, that is called as midpoint of the segment. That is the description, but we can describe it as if M is in between P and Q. If M is in between P and Q such that this PM congruent QM, such that length of PM is equal to length of QM, then point M is said to be, then point M is the midpoint of the segment, then point M is the midpoint. The point M is the midpoint of seg PQ, and one more thing we have to remember here, that every segment has one and only one midpoint. Every segment has one and only one midpoint. So here we can write every segment has one and only one midpoint. One and only one midpoint is very important property, that every segment has only one midpoint. This is very important and it is too easy. The point which divides the given segment into two equal parts. The point which divides the given segment into two equal parts. Since we have same signs here on the PM and QM, it means that both PM and QM are of equal length. Then this point is called as midpoint of that segment, and every segment has one and only one midpoint. So this is all about the midpoint of the segments. Comparison of the segment. Here we have to discuss the concept comparison of the segment. Actually the comparison of the segments, two segments, is depend upon their length. Here we can write comparison of two segments. Comparison of the segments is depend upon their length. Is depend upon their length. If we have to compare the two segments, then definitely we have to know their lengths. Here we have PQ, let it be 3 cm, and here we have MN, let it be 5 cm. Now PQ is less than, the distance PQ or the length PQ is smaller than the length of segment MN. Here we can easily understand that PQ is the smaller segment and MN is the bigger segment. Here using the words, how we can write seg PQ is less than seg MN. That is in the words. And how we can symbolically represent it? We can symbolically represent it as seg PQ is less than seg MN. This is the symbol of less than. This is the symbol of less than. Here seg PQ is less than seg MN, or we can describe it as seg MN is greater seg MEN, it is greater than seg PQ. Seg MEN, it is greater than seg PQ. Actually, the comparison of the two segments is depend upon their lengths. And here PQ is having less length and MEN is having more length. So we can describe it as seg PQ is less than seg MEN, and symbolically we can represent it as seg PQ less than seg MEN, or we can represent it as seg MEN is greater than seg PQ. This is the symbol of greater than, this is the symbol of less than. We know these symbols, we studied these symbols from the 5th standards, or maybe before the 5th standard also we use that sign. So here this is all about the comparison of the segments, and after this we have to discuss the concept perpendicularity of the segments and rays. Perpendicularity of the segments and rays. Perpendicularity of the segments or rays. Here we have to discuss if the two segments or the two rays or a segment and a ray. Here we have to discuss the perpendicularity of the segments or rays. Here we have two segments, either two segments or the two rays, or one segment and a ray are intersecting each other making the right angle, then we are able to say that those two segments are perpendicular to each other, or those two rays are perpendicular to each other, or a segment and a ray are perpendicular to each other. When we are able to say that two rays or two segments or a segment and a ray are perpendicular to each other, if they are intersecting each other making the right angle. Here seg AB and seg PQ intersect each other at point M making the right angle. So seg AB is perpendicular to seg PQ at point M. Here two rays XY and XZ intersect each other at point X making the right angle, since ray XY is perpendicular to the ray XZ. And here a segment MEN and a ray XY intersecting each other making the right angle at point T, since seg MEN is perpendicular to the ray XY. Here we can write seg AB perpendicular seg PQ, seg AB perpendicular seg PQ. Here we can write ray XY perpendicular to the ray XZ, and here we can write seg MEN perpendicular to the ray XY. And this is all about the perpendicularity of the segments or the rays. We can write here into the words that two segments if two segments or two rays or a segment and a ray intersecting each other making the right angle, intersecting each other making right angle, intersecting each other making right angle, then they are perpendicular to each other, they are perpendicular to each other, And here we draw the diagram. We write here seg AB perpendicular seg PQ, here xy, ray xy perpendicular ray xz, and here seg MEN perpendicular ray xy. So this is all about the perpendicularity of the segments or rays, distance of a point from the line. Now suppose we have to find the distance of this point C from the line AB. At that time, from the point C we have to draw the perpendicular on the segment on the line AB, and if we represent it as D, if we have to find the distance of the point C from the line AB, then we have to plot the perpendicular from the point C to the line AB, and this perpendicular distance is called as the distance of the point C from the line AB. Now if this distance is represented by the small letter A, from distance between the point C and D is represented as small a, then we are able to say that point C is at a distance of A from the line AB. Point C is at a distance of A units from the line AB, and this is all about the distance of a point from the line. If here we can write, if CD, seg CD is perpendicular to the line AB, then CD is the distance of the point C from the line AB. Then CD is the distance. CD is the distance of the point C, is the distance of point C from the line AB, from the line AB. If this distance is represented by A, suppose distance CD is equal to A, distance CD is equal to A, then the point C is at a distance A from the line AB, then point C is at a distance of A units from the line AB, from the line AB. So if you want to find the distance between any point and any line, then from that point we have to draw the perpendicular on the line, and here this point D is called as foot of the perpendicular. Point D is called as foot of the perpendicular, and this distance CD is the distance of this point C from the line AB. So this is all about the distance of a point from the line, and here we complete all the concepts